The bliss of the abyss.
Once upon a time in a land far away, a poor farmer and his wife lived all alone. They were very lonesome.
Of the Abyss
with Robert Neumark Jones. We're rolling. They see me rolling. Welcome to the bliss of the abyss. Welcome to the bliss of the abyss. The bliss of the abyss. The bliss of the abyss. Hello. You know, it occurs to me that this is my show, and I can do it any way I want to. I've got to cut that out. Yeah. Hello. Sometimes when I'm recording the show, the best thing to do is look in the mirror as I talk into my eyes. I talk into my eyes. I talk through my eyes into my eyes. The reason that's the best thing to do is because I get lost in them. Oh, you know, one thing that I've got better at since I've become old is clicking my neck by just putting it to the side, which I used to think was something that like hard men do, and I think it still has a cultural archetype as like we've agreed, like I'll fuck you up, you know, that kind of thing. Actually, all it is that your bones just click more the older you get, don't they? Like I can click most of my bones right now, if you know what I mean. But the neck click I'm particularly proud of because, you know, I'm pretty hard as it is. And this is a way of being super hard. Don't be a child. Grow up. Grow up. Chop, chop, can you hear it? The Thorn. Welcome to Death the Thorn. A poem. A poem. She butchers downstairs using nails and pins. The lights off. The blood orange. I call out. Not to her. She is my jailer. I call out. For you. For you. Thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's reading. Thank you. Next week, there will be a series of slides about why grinding your own beans is an act of homophobia. Manos. So I was thinking the other day, what if food had a star rating review system and you could Google it? So that way, you know, if what you're about to eat is any good. You know, say you're hungry and you're discussing, what shall we have for dinner? Don't know, is pizza any good? Well, let me just check on Bing. Pizza, 5 stars, wins every time. Oh, that sounds like a good choice. What about, you in the mood for bangers and mash? Haven't had it in a long time. Is it any good? Bangers and mash, 3.5 out of 5. It's all right. Now, don't come at me with all the problems that this system might have, yeah? Subjectivity, bias. I ain't here for that. I'm here to give star ratings to meals. That's my job. What do you do for a living? I rate meals out of 5. Is there a half rating system? Yeah. So really, it's out of 10. Yeah. You ever thought about that? 3.5 out of 5. Well, it's 7 out of 10. But then what if you want to do 7.5? Well, then we're on a 20-point system, aren't we? Yeah. Okay, good. All right, detention. What's some other classic meals that we can give a star rating to? Egg fried rice. 4 stars. Not great on its own, but just wait till you mix it with something else. The thing is, what am I going to give, stone soup. 0.5 stars. It's better than not having stone soup. Grapefruit for breakfast. Grapefruit for breakfast. Grapefruit for breakfast. Breakfast. Yeah, grapefruit for breakfast. Grapefruit for Beck first, and then me second. Actually, not me second. 0 stars. Disgusting. So I'm recording this on the 15th of June, 2020. And the shops in the UK are largely reopened. And I went and saw, and apparently SportsDirect is the Holy Land. Apparently, Hajj, I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm just making a silly joke, has been moved this year from Mecca to SportsDirect. Apparently. Now, this is just based off eyewitness testimony of me. It's Mecca. It's the Holy Land. SportsDirect is the Holy Land. What, you didn't know? Check the queues. Check the security system. It's just, lines round the block. I've been waiting 12 weeks to check out those new high-tech. At school, we never had enough money for Nikes or Adidas, so I had to wear high-tech. Pity me. And for that, I was mercilessly teased. And that's why I'm like this today. It's your fault, Leon. And wait, maybe I shouldn't start naming my oppressors growing up. Terrence Sands, Luke Murray. I just named some childhood friends. You bullied me. No, you didn't. Other people did, though. You know why? Because I'm so sexy. That would not be a normal reason to bully someone at school, would it? And I wasn't normal. So, so, what's going on? Well, I'll tell you what's going on. SportsDirect is apparently the Temple of the Mount. It's the Wailing Wall. It's Vatican City. What's the holiest place in Christianity? I mean, there's not just going to be one, is there? Because Catholic, Protestant, Coptic, it goes on. Catholics regard the sepulchre in Jerusalem to be the holiest of places. So not Vatican, not where the Pope actually is. Okay. Just, I don't know, Protestants. The Edicule, which is the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. Well, don't call it a different thing as well. The Edicule. Edicule. What does it sound like? Edicule. Ridicule. Ridicule? Ridicule. That ridicule was really cool, man. Hi. Thanks, buddy. Welcome to the bliss of the abyss. Manos. Story time. So, many years ago, how many? I don't know. Me and my little brother, Jeremy, who's bigger than me. Pause that story. Let's pause that story. It's called the MANOS story. MANOS. Starring Robert and Jeremy Neumark Jones. Maybe I'll have him on the podcast to talk about it. Why am I pausing it? MANOS. Because he's bigger than me? Yeah. He's bigger than me? Because there's a Spike Milligan poem called My Sister Laura. And it goes a little something like this. My sister Laura's bigger than me and lifts me up quite easily. I can't lift her. I've tried and tried. She must have something heavy inside. Oh. Boom, boom, boom. My sister Laura's bigger than me. Yo, you're bigger than me. I'm bigger than you. You're bigger than me. I'm bigger than you. You're bigger than me. I'm bigger than you. You're bigger than me. For 10 hours. Back to the Manos story. Manos, the hands of fate. Oh, I might buy it. £2.49. £2.49, bruv. My sister Laura's £2.49 bigger than me.
We should be pretty close right now. The agent said it was about 12 miles from Highway 10, and that was Highway 10 back there.
But you know, we should have asked for better directions at the last gas station.
Listen, I've never gotten us lost before.
Why? I mean, such a shit start to a trailer. It's just a family in a car with a kid with a dog. It's obviously it's trying to set. You can see what it's trying to set up, and you can feel how clumsily it's doing it. But my other thing is, this was made in 1966. Why were married people married? They always fucking hate each other. Like, at least they just get divorced now. Before then, they were like, listen, Touch, I never fucking did that for you once, did I? It's always just like a minute away from a slap. I just don't know why I bother with you. You're hopeless. Yeah, well, I wish I'd married your sister, bitch. It's always just horrible. Why was everyone so horrible? Why was everyone so horrible? My sister Laura is bigger than me. So let's go back to this trailer. Imagine if I started again. It's so boring. But anyway, they're in the car.
Never mind, Mike. Debbie can come up and sit between us.
Debbie's the dog. Oh no, the dog's going up and the kid. Why isn't anything happening? This movie deserves better.
Now that's better, baby. Why don't we sing a song to help pass the time?
Oh my god, they're still in the car.
Row, row,
Oh god.
row gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily.
At least they're doing it around. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a... They're finally driving away. Manos. This has nothing to do with the movie. We're halfway through the trailer. Okay, hold on. That was 1 minute 19. What was that? What would you expect this movie is now, having heard what that was? What have you got any idea what it is? I mean, I don't, and I've seen the movie. Manos. Let's carry on. Here we go. Finally, we see Manos, the hands of fate. Manos is in quotes. Don't know why. Oh, tailed by the cops. Well, what seems to be the problem, officer? I tell you, the problem is I married this fucking wife. Yeah, well, I hate you, and I wish I'd married your brother. Yeah, rip. Okay, here are the cops pulling up to the... Hey, officer, what seems to be the problem?
All right, mister. I see you have a taillight problem. No excuse. Running late, first vacation, kid getting tired. That's too bad. So, can't you give us a break, officer? Well, all right.
What?
Sure do appreciate it. We are running kind of late. Okay, but if you're running late, you should have started earlier.
Classic line.
No taillight. Have it fixed. Thank you, officer.
What? 3, 2, 1. What the fuck was that? Nothing. The cop didn't even... There was nothing. Okay, I guess I won't write you a ticket. If you're running late, you should have started earlier. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Okay, this is what the movie is actually about. Mike and Maggie are on a road trip with their daughter and family dog and take a wrong turn in Texas and become trapped at a weird lodge inhabited by a polygamous pagan cult. Comments are turned off. But nothing... maybe that's the wrong... Manos. This might be the real trailer. Let's have a look. Here's a trailer I edited from scenes from Manos, The Hands of Fate, considered one of the worst movies of all time. It also has a redundant title. Manos, translated in English, means hands. Since its release, it's gained a cult following. There are even plans on the way to restore the film. Bollocks. Make a sequel. Bollocks. Manos t-shirts. Yes. Yes, Zazzle.com. Whoops, something went wrong. 404. What, your Manos t-shirts weren't selling? You surprised me. The reason I'm telling you about Manos, The Hands of Fate. Okay, hold on. Let's see if we can actually get to something that's entertaining about this. So there they are, they're driving, getting lost.
This way. Where did this place come from? It wasn't here a few minutes ago.
I don't care. Let's see if we can get some direction.
There we go, there he is.
I am Torgo. I take care of the place while the master is away.
Now, of course, the audio is completely out of sync with the person talking. Hi, I'm Torgo. I take care of the place while the master is away. So, like, you know, maybe he's some kind of goat man. He's, you know, dressed like a hick. He's got a weird staff. That kind of thing. Now, please remember Torgo. Please remember Torgo. We're going to carry on watching this trailer.
Want to know where Valley Lodge is?
Which way do we go? There is no way out of here. It will be dark soon. There is no way out of here.
No way out.
Well, you know, we could spend the night here, and then tomorrow we could...
I don't want to spend the night here. I don't like the looks of the place.
Harsh.
It seems we have no...
He's right there.
Well, how about it, Torgo? Can we spend the night here? I'll get the luggage.
Okay, here we go. This is the first we see of his legs. Now, it's fucking wild. It looks like you know, goat legs. But he's wearing trousers, but you can see that they're pushed out in like this very uncomfortable, bulging way at the front, and then weirdly bending behind, and he can't walk properly. I mean, it looks painful. It looks like yikes. Ooh, oh. You know when you like shouldn't be walking. Manos.
This place I want.
Madam, it will be very dangerous to leave now. The master wants you.
Wants me? What kind of talk is that?
He wants you for his wife.
That's a... Okay, we're going to see Manos. Suddenly, okay, let me just set the scene. There's fire in a bowl. There's a woman in like a white robe. It's dark. There's a torch. You know, it's very culty suddenly. And there's Manos. There he is. Dogs, more women tied to poles. A hand made of rock. Manos. Here he is. He's wearing a robe. He's got a terrible moustache. And his robe, if he stretches it all out, it's like two hands. Which actually is probably the best thing about this movie. Apart from Torgo, remember Torgo.
My wives, give ear to the words of Manos.
Manos.
Arise, my wives, and hear the will of Manos.
They didn't really arise. Some of them just walked.
Help us. Oh, my God.
Manos, God of primal darkness, as thou hast decreed, so have I done. The hands of fate have doomed this man. Thy will is done.
Not super clear what they're doing. They're just putting their hands towards the camera in something.
Manos will be turned.
Oh, he's not Manos then. Nope. Okay, fine. Manos. Okay. Sequels? What? There were 3 sequels? Manos, The Search for Valley Lodge, Manos, The Rise of Torgo, and Manos Returns. No way. Oh, whoa, Amazon Prime. What? There are 2 other Manoses on Amazon Prime. This was all in 2010, 2013. What? Manos. There's a video game? You have to see this movie because it's just so bad. The acting is terrible. The stakes don't exist. The pace is all off. It's a work of hot shit. Currently ranks as the 3rd worst movie of all time on IMDb. But look, the really important thing here is Torgo. Whoa. Debbie's Manos. So this is debbiesmanos.blogspot.com, which, hold on a sec, how can you have a whole website about this? This has gone off the rails. So the plot is what you think it is. They get lost, there's a cult going on, and, you know, shit goes very sideways. No spoilers. It doesn't really make sense. Torgo is like the Igor type character, and he is called John Reynolds. And it's very wild seeing him. You can tell that something's going on, right? So the guy who makes this movie, what's his name? Harold P. Warren. He gets together a little bit of cash. I mean, not much, right? Hires a group of actors from a local theatre. He's not really able to pay any wages, but he promises them a share of the profits. And they do all these strange things with their filming. They've got like a hand-wound camera. They don't use any live recording of vocals, so every single bit of footage is dubbed over. So obviously that looks just absolutely terrible. And he employs this beauty queen and tries to get her to get her tits out. Top off. He did a lot of night scenes because then people could keep their day jobs, and basically didn't put enough work into any of it. So, for example, post-production efforts were minimal despite promises made to Warren by crew members that any problems in the film would be fixed in later editing, trying to blame the editors. One of the more visible examples of this is a brief moment at the beginning of the film in which the clapperboard is visible after a cut. The entire 9-minute opening sequence, which consisted of the main characters driving around looking for their hotel with minimal dialogue or effect on the plot, was the result of such neglect. Warren had likely intended to include opening credits over these shots, but either forgot to or did not have the budget to do so. Yeah, but did he? And then John Reynolds. So the thing about him, I think this blogspot might be interesting. So Debbie's Manos. Who's Debbie? Don't know. Oh, Jackie Neyman as Debbie. A blog about my experiences with Manos the Hands of Fate as the only surviving cast or crew willing to talk about it. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I love me a good conspiracy theory. Author of Growing Up with Manos the Hands of Fate and producer of the sequel Manos Returns. Okay. Someone decided to ride this one into the sunset. John Reynolds' Torgo story. I remember John Reynolds as a very shy, sweet and gentle man. My dad, Tom Neyman, and I were on the set location for most of the filming of Manos, the Hands of Fate, including the times when one or the other weren't needed for the day. That was because I wanted to be there any time Tom was, and he needed to be there any time I was. And since we were never in the same scene, we were both there most of the time. I don't know what any of that has to do with anything. We don't care about Tom, as a reminder. John is the character that we're talking about, John Reynolds. I think John was happy to have me around during his downtimes because of his shyness and lack of social comfort. I was a young child, easily entertained, and therefore a very appreciative and safe audience. I would sit outside the house on a low rock wall while he performed silly skits and pratfalls for me, and I would belly laugh at his antics. I didn't realise at the time that some of them may have been influenced by his use of recreational drugs. It was the 60s, and other than pot, acid was a popular pastime for many people. I've read Manos mythology that says he became addicted to painkillers due to the agony of wearing the leg braces. She then says it's not true. Watch him walking. He's wearing these crazy, fucked up leg braces that screwed up his legs. He got addicted to painkillers, as well as taking a bunch of acid, and shot himself in the head. I feel bad for John Reynolds. The R.I.P. John Reynolds. I would say everyone should go and see Manos. And by go and see, I mean rent it on YouTube, please. £2.49. Or, stream it illegally, whatever takes your fancy. How do we get to here? Bob explained that John Reynolds had built himself the metallic rigging underneath his costume, which produced his ungainly, knobbly-kneed walk. Because Torgo actually does have cloven-hooved feet. He's a satyr. He didn't really get along with his dad, who was an Air Force colonel, and he got into experiment with LSD. It's a shame. He was a really talented young actor. It's hard to know if he's talented because the whole film is so unbelievably poor that you are just bewildered the whole time. Oh God, someone's fucking yelling next door. And we're back. In a different room with less good sound. It's annoying, isn't it? Ain't that just the way that life goes down, down, down now? Moving way too fast or way too slow. Yeah. Welcome back. As if you went anywhere. Who are you welcoming back? Why, I believe it's me. I must admit your politics are amusing. Is that why you come here? What are we talking about? MANOS. MANOS. I think I've probably talked about MANOS more than any person should. But what if I get Jem on the phone? My little brother's bigger than me because he's jacked. I think he's on steroids. Don't tell anyone. So I won't talk anything more about MANOS, the hands of fate, although I want to. Can I please continue to? No. No. SportsDirect is the holy land. What about that thing that the WHO did where they said coronavirus can't be carried by asymptomatic carriers, and then a day later they said actually 40% of it is. So what are you doing? How hard is it to coordinate your response? Like, no wonder people are fucking done. People are done. I was in Clapham with Caitlin on the weekend, and I've never seen the Common be so packed. It was like a festival. It was like I expected to turn the corner and see a band, see Imagine Dragons playing on stage. It was that busy, and everyone had their top off, and no one had a mask. I mean, we stood on the edge, looked around it at this sea of humanity. I haven't seen that many humans together since COVID. And we counted one mask, and that was worn by a lady who had a friend with her who didn't have a mask. So what's the deal? If the WHO are going to say one thing, then let's give people out there the most credit possible, and then we'll give them the least credit possible. Okay, let's say they're keeping as up to date as possible on the official guidelines issued by the various authorities. Okay, WHO being, you'd think, a pretty big one, World Health Organization, and they are getting that information, and then the next day later, complete opposite information. Why would they have any trust in that institution? So they don't. So no one's bothering. So well done, Dominic Nomings. And let's give them the least possible credit, right? They haven't read up a single fucking thing. They haven't followed the news. They've just accepted lockdown in their life, and then lockdown's finished and it's opened back up, so they're back to it. Why wouldn't they? Yeah, the last time I saw like that many people together was during the final week of One Jewish Boy, now on the West End. Speaking of One Jewish Boy, please rent it online at jw3.org.uk. I'll put the link for it in the show notes. When COVID hit, we were given a 2-hour window to film the play, which, as you can imagine, is not long enough for anyone. So we had limited resources available to do any kind of reshoots, close-ups, anything, or properly tech it for film. It's pretty much as it was in the theatre, with some extra special close-ups and some bonus Q&A material and stuff like that. So it will give you a good idea of what it was like, and then hopefully back at some point you'll be able to actually see it in the theatre, because it's a great play. And so please do rent that for the very reasonable sum of £7.50. Use your self-employed grant or your furloughed money and send some towards the arts, because it's fucked. Although I think I just booked a gig. I mean, they told me I did, but then sometimes these things don't happen. So, not bad. Feels like a weird sense of achievement because I've only seen them through a computer screen and they were willing to give me work based on that. Like, that's cool. Used to be you had to get on your bike and go to central London, sit around with people who look like you. The experience of auditioning is so strange. But yeah, oh man, I got some stories to tell you. But anyway, yeah, it is now available online, so please do help out. And Jeremy has surfaced. My little brother's bigger than me. Jeremy Neumark Jones, star of stage and screen. Maybe I can ask him about Manos.
Hello?
Hello? Hold on, there seems to be some feedback. Right, hold on.
What, from me?
I think it might be from me. Let me work it out.
Good feedback.
Feedback on the feedback.
My feedback on the way that you've responded to this feedback so far. Good.
Thanks, man. I'm adapting and learning and changing and growing.
I like it when they do on podcasts, when they do that thing of including the setup in the interview. Hello?
Yeah.
Can I just get you to say a few words? Testing, hello?
Very
Stuff
NPR.
Like it makes the process transparent, you know?
Yeah. Do you like that? Do you like seeing behind the curtain?
I do like BTS.
BTS.
I love BTS.
Do you think though that the peak era of BTS is now gone? Because think about when DVDs first came out, right? Everyone was like, "Oh my god, the extras, the footage, the director's commentary," right? But now that we don't have DVDs anymore, I feel like people aren't really hunting that stuff out.
Do people? I don't own a Netflix account. Do people? Is that an option on Netflix?
Not
Can
really.
you get the...
You'd think that it would be. They have trailers and stuff, but they rarely have that kind of like cast Q&A or behind the scenes or.
So for this scene, he was wearing a girdle, and nobody knew it until it popped halfway through his take. Stuff like that.
Now look, it's funny that you should bring up wearing a girdle, okay? Because I was just remembering Manos, the hands of fate. And I don't remember key elements of the story, but one thing I do remember.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Do you remember the Torgo with the goat legs?
I didn't remember he was called Torgo, but I do remember the man with the goat legs. Yeah. Absolutely amazing.
Absolutely incredible. Apparently, he was a method actor.
But you know, I've told people that story, and they don't find it funny because it ends with, wasn't it that he wasn't an actor?
Well, there was that as well.
Can you be a method actor having not been an actor?
Well, I think that the theory is, were he to be an actor, there's no question that it would be of the method variety.
Right.
So, you know, we can be as generous or as mean with those things as you like. I would prefer to be generous, seeing as the man's dead, Jem. Yeah?
Fast forward. He's not a method actor. He's a dead actor. As a result of being addicted to, I wanted to say meth, but it's not meth, is it? It's like some kind of like painkiller.
Mixture of painkillers and LSD.
What?
Yeah.
Are you looking this up?
No, I looked this up before because I kind of half remembered it. I'd also watched the trailer for Manos, and it's, dude, how did we find Manos? What was going on? What happens in the movie? And did you know they've made a video game of it? Go.
Did I know that they made a video game of it? I did not know that they've made a video game of it. And that's amazing. I want to lead. Can I lead with that? Is it up to me to decide what we lead with?
Yep, up to you.
So. I see. It's a classic podcasting tactic. You let the guests decide everything.
That's right.
Oh, okay, let's lead with that. What platform is it on? PS5?
In stunning 4K.
You can live as one of the girls in Manos when it's underneath those tapes. You put on the VR headset.
It's a mobile game, although I couldn't find it on the App Store.
Yeah, but maybe it's on Android.
Weirdly enough, there are also 2 sequels that are on Amazon Prime that were made like 3 years ago.
Wow. By the same people?
No, not at all.
No, that's so much weirder. It's not like they're trading on a good brand name.
Wait, excuse me?
Look, I'm not saying that there wasn't some kind of artistic merit to it, but I don't think the artistic merit was good.
What was the artistic merit in your opinion?
Yeah, it was very bad.
Right.
But that still is. It gives people... Maybe Manos 2 is really good.
Manos Well, weirdly enough, Manos 2 had to be scrapped, so they went straight to Manos 3.
That's not true.
That's half true.
Stop telling me all of these untrue facts about Manos.
Well, start telling me some of the true ones then.
Okay, I'll tell you okay. I've listened to a couple. I've listened to two of your podcasts. I've listened to the one with Caitlin, and I've listened to the introductory one.
Okay.
So I'm a fan of the show.
Why this caveat? What's about to happen?
Well, we were getting high loads.
Whoa! Beep, beep,
Yeah, exactly.
beep. Walk it back. So we were
live
probably
video.
eating marijuana. Is that fair to say?
Yes, I think we were eating marijuana and living at Mum's house.
Good times.
And you had the Xbox, and we used to watch things through some kind of funny, janky setup with the Xbox and a laptop, or the Xbox and some kind of drive, like a pen drive.
Yeah, I remember that as well. That seems vaguely illegal too. You've already implicated me in 2 crimes since we started talking.
But yeah, using that pen drive, we actually legally downloaded Manos.
Good save. £2.49 on YouTube.
Exactly. Is it really? Jesus, man.
Pull out your credit card.
How are they monetizing this? So we'd gotten high, and then we decided to look up what the worst films ever made were. And it was around the time, I think, of fuck, man, what's the Tommy Wiseau? The Room. It's one of the times that The Room was like very much at the forefront of our conscious, and we were like, well, yeah, but what's the worst film ever made?
Because The Room's pretty good.
Yeah, because The Room is good. The thing about Manos was it was bad in that way that like it grinds you down. There's that good bit where like they're all the women, and you know they're doing this weird enchantment assembly in the basement.
Yeah, and he has the
and
cape.
They go like. He has the cape, and then it's like, to be a woman. And they keep on muttering.
Oh, yeah, like rhubarb, to be a woman.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of rhubarb and then to be a woman. And I think the thing that I know about that is the kind of protagonist in it, who's like a classic 60s, like, come on then, let's all get in the car and shut up. That kind of guy. Yes. He was the director. And I think the only professional actor was the guy who played Manos.
No, Jeff, here's the thing. Manos doesn't really make an appearance in the movie because Manos is like the evil thing that they're trying to summon.
This kind of spirit.
The Wendy dog, if you will.
The Wendigo.
The Wendigo.
Who does make an appearance then? Who's that dude?
Torgo?
No. Who's Torgo's assistant?
No, Torgo is the assistant. The dude, I don't know what his name is in the cast.
He's called the dude. You got Torgo, you got the dude.
Yeah, you know what's weird, right? You just mentioned that. I was just wondering, like, why is it that all married couples in movies just low-key always hated each other in those old movies? Right? It's always like, everybody shut the fuck up. I should have married your sister anyway. You know? And it's like, well, I never liked you.
Yeah. Why don't you go upstairs and fix yourself another drink? You're drunk already, Jack. You get out of here. Yeah, I think I read this book called The Games People Play, which is about like
Monopoly, Scrabble, like
games people play. You've got Scrabble. There's Boggle in there as well. Charades makes an appearance.
Polytopia. Okay.
There's Polytopia. How much Polytopia content has there been since the last time I listened to it?
It's pretty niche, but there's been, I would say, not much Polytopia content. That's all.
I want to know.
Thread.
I often want to know what Caitlin's view is of the obsessive way that you play these games. Star Realms first, and then Polytopia. What's her take on it? Like, oh, that's nice, having a good time, or is she like, please get off the phone?
No. She's not like, please get off the phone, because actually, when we're interacting person to person, I'm quite good at not being on the phone.
I'm quite good at taking my moves and talking at the same time.
I'm quite good at selecting IMO and beavering away in the corner.
It's great because when we're discussing these kind of things, I am also playing Polytopia, and that's a real help. Yeah.
I downloaded a Polytopia ripoff called Hexonia.
I saw, man.
Dude, imagine everything that's good about Polytopia. Now imagine it through the lens of a freemium model. And that's what Hexonia was. It was a nightmare. I could watch ads to speed things up. There were building times that you could speed up with gold.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you realise how shit that model is when that happens.
There's definitely levels of freemium that I'm really up for, and levels of freemium that are chokingly bad.
Yeah.
I've got this one for like a workout timer, and just when it finishes, it'll always play the same advert for musician,
Oh,
which is that thing that teaches you how to play the guitar. But it's one of those ones where straight away it's got this like absolutely bodacious guitar riff coming in, being like, "Have you ever wanted to become a musician?" It's going like da, 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 at the same time that you are like lying on the floor, sweating, just wanting a bit of calm after raging against yourself.
So it doesn't like interrupt the actual workout. Instead, it will, as soon as it won't give you the cool down period, the cool down.
It doesn't give you the cool. It doesn't give you the cool down unless you set the cool down in.
Does it give you the hot cool down?
All cool downs are catered for.
But they're advertised.
Yeah, exactly.
Go on.
But it's just that thing. That's a level that I'm actually okay with, but it really bugs me. But I'm not going to change it.
Whereas is it where there's a countdown timer that you can pay to speed up? Is that the biggest sin of freemium? Or is it that you can sometimes pay for things that are only available via real money that give you an in-game advantage?
I don't like it when you can buy some kind of shit currency in the game through real currency. That always annoys me.
Yeah.
The gold. Yeah. There's a guy that I'm teaching English to at the minute called Yaroslav. I hope he's not listening. And even if he was, he would not understand it. Such is the quality of my teaching.
How's it going? Yeah. We've had 3 weeks together. We're still on Здравствуйте.
Pretty good. There's some stuff where, for example, today I sat in silence for 5 minutes, and then at the end he went, "What am I supposed to be doing?" I was like, good. Having set him a task 5 minutes before that and being like, "I'm just going to play a few rounds of Polytopia to pass the time."
See, you can't criticize my Polytopia habits when you're leaving foreign students in the dark, grabbling around a grabbling? Scrabbling around. What is grabbling? Grabble. Betty Grabble. Grabble. Being a woman.
Grable. Yeah, I know. And also the weird thing with him would have been, I would have said something he didn't understand. And then on webcam would have spent the next 5 minutes just looking down on my phone and tapping it.
You don't turn off the video, top tip.
That's way more suspicious.
No, you just go, "Oh, whoops."
Oh my God. That's the kind of move that another one of my students does and thinks I don't know what he's up to. "Oh, my webcam's not working today."
Yeah, but it's good. It means you don't have to dress up for work. I mean, the minimal amount of dressing up that we all have to do for work now has been knocked down even further level.
Aren't you under Chinese regs? Aren't you working for the Chinese company that makes you wear a polo shirt?
You know how much work I got through them?
Loads.
I had one class scheduled, right? I got a bunch booked, and I was like, "Great, booked." And they were like, "Booked does not mean scheduled; it means non-scheduled."
Good stuff.
So booked doesn't mean anything. Scheduled means you're actually going to have a lesson. I had one lesson. It was 45 minutes long, and it was improving your business resume. And the guy, the guy never showed up. But they force you to sit there for the full 45 minutes anyway, on camera with the background,
playing Polytopia.
And since then I've not had anything. So,
oh my God!
So yeah, I don't. Yeah, but at least I've got a green screen.
Yeah, man.
You know,
what have you been? What have you used the green screen for? Anything else? Is there?
Not really. I've had some ideas about what to use it for, but my laptop camera's not that good.
What you could do is the next time, whenever Airbnb starts up again, take a picture of the room, and then project a much better room onto that room.
Oh my God!
And then if they turn up and they're like, "Look, this isn't the room that you're projecting," you'd be like, "Hold on a second," and then give them, and then
get them to sit down, turn on the laptop, go, one sec, the driver's just crashed, one sec, hold on.
Didn't you also buy a tiny laptop to teach those classes?
Maybe.
Classic. It's a classic gap. I know, I've got it all sorted. This tiny cheap laptop's going to help me out.
Hey, that Lenovo is pretty sweet.
That Lenovo is rotting in the bin. Chucking it on the fire.
Actually, I like it, man, because Windows is actually better than Mac. Mac is fucking annoying now. Whereas Windows, I can change all my settings.
Examples of good things about Windows. Quite often, really early on into you owning one, the PC will crash.
Yeah.
Like within the first, I don't know, 5 times of me using, like, mum got a new laptop, right?
Right, a nice one as well.
A really nice one. Well, really, I mean, a nice one.
Walk that back.
And it was like, I've used it and it's crashed already, and it's literally just fresh out of the box.
Yeah, the thing that Mac does a lot better than Windows is a lot of the time Windows you'll boot it up and there'll be an error message, and you'll think, but why? All I've done is turn you on, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it'll go, warning, this whole setting is wrong, but you could try doing this in the library. And you're like, okay, I'm not going to do that. And over time, those sort of start to build up until
They mount up.
Till you're like, well, this is unusable now. That's good.
Yeah. It's like walking into your room one morning and being like, oh, I left that empty bottle on the floor last night. Well, I'll just leave it there for now. Or like someone in your house is like, you can't take that out. Just leave it there. And you're like, okay.
All right, fine.
And then 2 months later, you're kicking the door down, trying to smash all the bottles through, just so you can get to your normal room.
You just board up the room and you start living in the one next door. You're like, it was all right, but
classic. Hammer and nail in the door. I'm just going to buy this new one.
Barricade the door. Have you seen what's going on in Seattle? Speaking of barricading doors.
Oh, is there stuff going on with Amazon?
No, I mean, maybe. That's not what I was talking about. There's this thing called CHAZ, which is the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone. And I think it was like now a week ago that the police like moved out, and I think it's like a 15-block radius, which is quite big. They just have this kind of co-op autonomous zone thing going on. No police.
What? It's like Amsterdam.
It's a bit like Amsterdam, except it's more about Black Lives Matter than selling drugs.
Wait? So how did it? It's in Seattle.
Seattle, yeah.
How did it start up? Is it like a kind of Occupy thing?
I think it started up when the protests were a bit more in full swing. And I think there was like some looting or rioting involved with the police station, and it got like smashed. So they boarded it up and they moved out. And then sort of in an opportune moment, I might be wrong on this, but I think this is roughly right. They set up these kind of barricades and declared it like this new autonomous zone where like people are sharing food and there's rallies and all kind of stuff like that. And weird. If you watch videos of it, it's very bizarre.
What, like bizarre in what way? Manos.
You just expect to see Torgo.
Manos is in there, having a great old time. I really want to know what it was like. Have you ever? This is a question that I know the answer to, but I'm going to ask anyway. Have you ever been at the forefront of a revolutionary movement? What I mean by that?
Give me a chance.
Yeah, exactly. In your miserable life. Have you been at the forefront of a revolutionary movement, as in a place that was being freshly occupied on the wave of some kind of thing, like a protest or when they did Occupy, any of that?
The biggest one I ever went to was the anti-Iraq invasion.
Where I did not go on that.
I think it was like. Well, of course, you were too busy supporting the other side.
Yeah, of course. You were too busy faking up those documents for the Chilcot report.
That was huge, and some of it was sort of a bit out of control. And there was, so that's kind of, I guess, the biggest one of those things I've been at. And then have you been to? You must have been Christiania in Copenhagen.
Yeah.
Fucking wicked. That's kind of a bit like a CHAZ thing. Except it's been there for fucking ages. So maybe it could work.
And that one is kind of partly about selling weed. I'm not saying fully, but there is a lot of weed that gets sold there. I mean, I know I'm kind of sounding like I'm an advocate for them parlaying it to the authorities, but like...
Yeah, we'll bleep that. But Seattle, I believe, has legalized weed. So
that's a very good point.
That probably makes that situation a bit easier.
Exactly. Well, I remember the thing in Christiania was they were like, there's deregulated weed here compared to anywhere else. Then they were like, and it's some kind of communal living situation where it's semi-autonomous.
Yes.
But then as part of that, there was also like, there's a huge... I know nothing about the CHAZ thing, but there's a huge problem there with organised crime. Which you would kind of be able to maybe anticipate, given that there's an absence of any law enforcement And presumably there are opportunistic people who supply the drugs and then try and take control.
Yeah, definitely. They've got some kind of like Neighbourhood Watch situation set up to try and deal with it, but organised crime is probably more powerful than a Neighbourhood Watch.
Let me pick your brain about this. Have you ever been aware of the Neighbourhood Watch being active in London? Because you see the signs.
You see the signs.
Those, you know the one I mean?
Yeah.
With seen anyone sort of watching the Neighbourhood?
Well, that became a very broad question. The answer to which is yes. But aren't they meant to be sort of like undercover?
I don't know. That sounds quite deep for something which I think is supposed to be kind of like community-based.
Okay, maybe that's the wrong word.
I'm thinking
a rogue agent.
Yeah, I'm imagining like that Antonio Banderas movie where he's got all the guns in his guitar case.
So you're through to the answer phone of Jeremy Neumark Jones. I'm sorry I can't get to the phone right now, but leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you. Bye.
MANOS. Best ringtone ever. Yo.
Hello.
Aha, it works. She rides.
I live in one of those houses where quite often the reception will just go and not come back for kind of hours.
And that's when you use the Wi-Fi calling option?
Yes, but of course I have very bad Wi-Fi too. So
Yes, I thought that might be the case.
Don't forget about that bit of it.
I've installed 3 separate Wi-Fi boosters in this house, and I still don't have good reception.
I don't think Wi-Fi boosters work at all. I mean, contrary to their name and what they're designed to do, I've never been in a house where I've been like, it's really working out for me, this Wi-Fi booster. The one that when we were living in Brixton together, didn't we have one kind of on the top floor of the house?
Yeah, that one's great.
And then you could connect to like your own network of it.
Yeah.
Actually, now that we're airing some grievances.
That's not what we were doing.
You had your own network for your room. I remember
that.
And
it was shit. It doesn't work.
Yeah, but that's even worse. Because you sapped the bandwidth for your own ill-gotten gains, and then you have to come crawling back to the mother hub.
I do.
It's disgusting.
And sometimes it will auto-connect to the private network. And
Yeah.
I'll be like, don't do that, you fool. No one touches that network.
I love that when it auto-connects. I did that. It does it for me with Pret everywhere I go, and I'm never connected to it.
I thought you were going to say, and I'm never in Pret.
And I'm never in Pret.
I was out on the high street today. Have you been out there since everything reopened?
Yes. I went down Hackney. I went down Hackney to the. To the Primark. I mean, I didn't go to the Primark, but went past it. What's it like in Brixton?
There was a huge queue for SportsDirect.
Yeah. It's really weird, isn't it? When you
really.
When you see it, because my instant thought is like, these people have been waiting 12 weeks to go to SportsDirect.
Yep.
Like, nothing else has been on their mind.
No, I think what it is, maybe. Now you might be the same as me. It sounds like you are. You're a Neumark Jones.
I'm related to you.
You are related to me. I think people enjoy browsing a lot more than I do. You know, so of course they've been able to buy shoes this whole time, but what they want to do is like poke around the shop and go, "Oh, look at these," and can I try these on, please? And then they're like, they're really nice.
Look, whoever this customer is, they're getting kicked right out of the shop. I don't want whoever this is going anywhere near my SportsDirect. Oh, can I have this, please?
Hey, no chance. They just want to browse.
Why are they so hangdog about it?
Because I've been waiting 12 weeks.
Oh, my Reebok Classic.
Do you remember when we were in school and we couldn't afford Reebok Classics or Nikes or anything, so we had high tech?
I feel like a classic kind of system of our childhoods. I think it's probably about from having a single parent who had to raise us and have a job at the same time. Thanks, Mum.
Thanks, Mum.
Was like quite often that would be the thing. Like Barry would come into school and he'd have these Adidas AstroTurfs and he'd be like, "Those are fucking sick." And then you'd go home and you'd be like, "I'm not allowed them."
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I remember the high techs, yeah. Do you remember when Mum told me to stop wearing her shoes?
Shut up. That's not a thing.
Yeah, she had an intervention because I was like, I liked her shoes and she was going to throw them out. I was like, I want to wear them.
What were they? Just like ladies' brogues. What were you?
They were a pair of like O'Neill skater shoes that I thought were pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool, man. And she was like, "No, you can't wear them. They're women's shoes."
Whoa.
Yeah.
Holy shit, mate. In today's climate, were they broken in any way?
No, she just, I think she didn't like them.
But then arbitrarily decided if she couldn't have them, no one could.
Especially not her son. Especially not her own flesh and blood. I'm sure she must have given them to the charity shop or something.
Right, which you then were hanging around the corner
Yeah,
for,
exactly.
walked in and purchased.
I get these at a good discount, man.
Hi, can I try those?
Hello. Hello. Yeah, I just saw you in SportsDirect. Oh. My friend, I've got to go and play Polytopia in a second. My returning teach. My mate was telling me he's on this. Presumably, your podcast is sponsored by either Eve or Casper or one of those other mail order mattress companies. And he did the 100-day trial thing, yeah.
Gross.
With all these mattresses, but they don't return them. They get donated to the charity after the 100 days because they're not fit for anyone else to
they
sleep.
can't. Yeah, you can't sell them again, can you?
So he asked the guy where they were being taken, and he followed the van to the shop where it was being donated, went in and was like, "Can I buy that mattress?" straight away.
I love that. Lovely, the mattress right there.
And they were like...
And it was way, way cheaper.
But yeah, it was literally like a fifth of the price. And they were like, "No, we've just seen you come in off that van driver. We're not going to sell it to you." So then he sent his girlfriend as like subterfuge.
I mean, brilliant. And presumably it worked.
Yeah, it worked, yeah.
But question is, why wasn't he just allowed to do that, though? Why were they like, "No, we saw you coming in after..." Like, who cares? Sell the mattress.
Now, you know what these charity shops are like.
Now, if you'd like me to bleep any/all of what you've said today, then tough shit.
Yeah.
No.
You know that thing on like Newsnight where it's an incognito thing, so they're backlit. You can't see their face. And it's like, "I was working in Tesco at the time, and..."
Go on.
Well, keep on with the story.
And yeah, what happened at Tesco?
And the general manager started shitting in the bread. That's
right. Gosh.
Yeah. So that's
shitting in the bread.
Shitting in the bread. Do you remember that thing about the commercial ice, where they were like, "You don't buy commercially made ice because it's got loads of shit particles in it."
Oh no, that's not true, is it?
Yeah, but it's because they found out because it was a Costa, the iced coffee from Costa.
It's full of shit.
It's full of shit. Sorry, this coffee's full of shit. Just looking, loads of frozen. Sorry,
dude, I bought some from, what was it, Eskimo Ice for my Imagine if for the toast.
Did you not see
clinking
slow motion realization where you turn, you read someone's lips, and they're going, "This is full of shit."
I was at the wedding and I drank some Prosecco. Now, I'm very mindful of your time, and that's why I'm going to badger you and not make it easy for you to leave this podcast.
Oh, no. This is horrible. I'm trapped.
You're trapped. No, but thanks for coming on, dude.
No worries,
would you
brother.
come back?
I'll see. It depends how you represent me. I think you can cut this together any way that you like.
Ooh. Okay. Can I just get clean audio of you saying, "I hate gay people," and then I'll let you go.
Eight or hate? Am I saying eight like a Cockney?
Yeah, like you snacked on some.
I know at least 8 gay people. Is that what you wanted me to say? That's true, but it's a weird flex. I'll definitely come back on if you'll have me, and also give me some production credits or something like that. I don't want to work for them.
Production is not a word, but I will give you a production credit.
Okay. What about that sweet production credit?
Can you just give me an ad read before you go, maybe for Eve Mattress?
Yes, okay. Sick of sleeping on your current mattress? Try Eve for 100 days with a money-back guarantee. And if you want to spend less money, put it in a charity shop van, follow it to the shops, and buy it for a fifth of the price. Although, don't say that we told you. How's that?
Pretty good. Thanks very much.
All right.
I'll definitely be using that to earn loads of money. Nice one, bro.
All right.
I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, man. Bye.
All right. Bye. And that, of course, was my brother. My little brother's bigger than me. I forgot to ask him if he was on steroids, although he is. That was good. I think we learned a lot about Manos, the Hands of Fate, as well as other things. So there he was. Jeremiah Obadiah Jackanory Neumark Jones. Good lad. Keep it coming. So let's wrap up the show. All right, let's finish up then this week with just a few recommendations. Obviously, number one, One Jewish Boy, now available to rent. Please go to jw3.org. I will put the link in the show notes. Come and see the show. Also, I would very highly recommend 2 pieces of media, both about half an hour long. There's Patriot Act on Netflix, the Hassan Minhaj show. The episode about Black Lives Matter is incredible, very powerful. Even if you don't like that show, you will like this episode. Hassan is amazing in it. It's the first one I've watched of the new ones where you don't miss there being a live audience. It's actually kind of more powerful because there isn't one there, just because of the nature of what he's talking about and the way he gets his points across. It's really amazing. Check it out. And equally, well, not equally, I don't know, probably better, Dave Chapelle's latest special, which is about half an hour long, dropped on YouTube. And what's it called? Dave Chapelle's new special, which is called 8:46. A time which is significant to Dave for a couple of reasons, which he goes into in the special. Also, it's the length of time that George Floyd's neck was knelt on in that video, and it's an extraordinary thing to watch. Dave is obviously one of the best comedians of all time, and how do I say this without it sounding cheesy? He's not trying to be funny. Yeah, he's not trying to be funny. So there are times when he is funny because he's Dave fucking Chapelle. He's hilarious. But there are times when he's not, and it doesn't matter. In fact, it's fucking powerful as fuck. And it was just recorded the other day. Dropping hot. Fucking waiting for 2 minutes of silence. Okay, that's the end of the show. Thank you very much for continuing to support the bliss of the abyss. I'm really trying to do something here. I'm just trying to make a show that is actually fun to listen to. It's not always the easiest thing to do. I'm just trying to give you some pure entertainment. That is it. That is the aim of this show. No agenda. Nothing. Just trying to be fucking dip. Bow, bow. And sometimes I get it wrong, sometimes I get it right. That's the nature of things. But I'm going to keep trying if you guys keep listening. So together we can do something. Together we can build a utopia. Are you with me? Thank you for listening to the show. That was The Bliss of the Abyss. All music provided by the incredibly talented Nils Hennis Steer. If you have anything you'd like to say, positive or negative, send it to theblissoftheabyss@gmail.com, and I'll see you soon.
girls with me, and she's calling to see if maybe you're in now, but I guess not, so I guess I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a good night. Talk to you then. Bye.